Wanted to bring something to your attention today, and I mentioned yesterday at the end of the video that today's video might feel a little bit more the way a video would feel when I am elected, if and when I were elected as mayor, because I want to come on here as mayor, just like this, and update you on things happening in the municipality. It's one of my commitments. You can check out my full list of commitments, the way that I will conduct myself as mayor, and things that I will do on buildupststephen.ca. But today is a really good opportunity to introduce you to another character on the scene in New Brunswick, and that is the Local Governance Commission. I'm bringing this up because this is news that affects your council in the municipality, and maybe you've seen this. It hits the new CHCO, CBC, wherever you consume your news. Basically, so what is the Local Governance Commission? Let's introduce this entity in the cast of characters in New Brunswick. The Local Governance Commission was set up in 2024. It was officially created by the province of New Brunswick. So the government legislated the Local Governance Commission into being, and it has a mandate to rule or make decisions, make recommendations on things affecting, crucial issues affecting municipalities. So it's an independent, arm's length body that is mandated, commissioned to help support and bolster the regulations around municipalities. So, for example, things like handling disputes, handling formal complaints. You can go to the Local Governance Commission website and see things that they do, issues that are on the table for them. And so one of the things that they did immediately is they released a report after 1 year. So they came on the scene in early spring 2024. In 2025, they released their 1 year report of recommendations for all municipalities in the province of New Brunswick. And one of the key recommendations, based on some of the challenges and issues and problems and flat out gong shows that they have seen, apparently, and this is according to Giselle Gauguin, the chair of the commission, was that all municipalities undergo mandatory training for their council after the election. So this came out last year, 2025, mid-year or so. And when that recommendation was made by the Local Governance Commission, everybody was on board. You could not find somebody who was against it. And I tried. So, of course, there's very few things that are 100%. What are we talking? In the 90% maybe. But I mean, the president of the Union of Municipalities of New Brunswick was for it. You had MLAs from across all the parties, the Liberals, the Conservatives, the Greens in New Brunswick were for it. You had, obviously, councils and mayors across the province who were for it. Even when some people said, well, I don't know if that would be necessary for experienced councils. What if an entire council gets elected again and they've already been through it? But you had mayors like John Craig of Eastern Charlotte saying, you need to be a lifelong student, the kind of stuff that I've been telling you about being mayor. You can't get enough training. You can't get enough education on a job as complex as being a mayor or a council. So that's just an example of when you had, MLAs, when you had mayors, when you had councillors, when you had UMNB, and the Local Governance Commission recommending it. Everybody wanted this, but breaking news this past week, the Minister of Local Government in New Brunswick just announced that no, they will not be making the training mandatory for new councils and mayors in the province of New Brunswick. So obviously this is disappointing because it's such a complex job, and part of what I have said is I want to lead a council that regains your trust as a voter, the trust of the community. I really do feel like, and this is a problem across many municipalities and many provinces, But, trust is at an all-time low in government in general, in local government. I don't want to say particularly, but local government is not immune to the drop in trust. I think a large part of that is the communication piece. And so obviously I want to be the kind of mayor who, like this, is communicating to you what we're doing, what's happening, why things are happening. I saw a comment, for example, recently, why would the municipality put up lamps, spend money on lighting for the path when the roads are so broken? Now, again, that's very binary thinking, but that's the kind of thing where I would, if I'm mayor, explain things like that, why we're doing what we're doing. And part of my commitment is coming on here before and after council meetings to talk about what the council is deciding on and why. And why sometimes when things don't seem to make sense, they do. Anyway, speaking of not making sense, this is a really hard one for everybody. When this announcement was made by Aaron Kennedy, the Minister of the Local Government Local Governance in New Brunswick, again, UMNB can't understand it. The Commission can't understand it. The MLAs, everyone's kind of flummoxed. Probably comes down to dollars and not wanting to spend money on the mandatory training because their excuses are very interesting. I mean, the minister is saying, well, the province doesn't like to come in and mandate things on municipalities. Well, when you read say it with me now, the Local Governance Act of New Brunswick, there are, as I have been doing to you, there are so many stipulations in there, so many things that are mandatory, and so many things that if a municipality does not follow the regulations in that, there are major penalties, consequences, criminal code gets invoked, all that kind of thing. So this is news to everyone. There is something strange about it. I'm not here to speculate with you, but what I am wanting to convey to you is I believe in the training process and that municipalities need training. And that councillors and mayors need training, even the ones with experience. But getting everyone on the same page in terms of best practices is absolutely crucial. So one thing that the minister did say is we're not going to make it mandatory, but as a voter, he said, if you're concerned about this, when a candidate comes knocking on your door, ask them, are you going to take the training? Do you believe in the training? So this is encouraging because they have said that they are going to offer, they're not really calling it training, they're calling it a council orientation after the election. But I'm telling you, I believe that this is such a complex job. Trust is at an all-time low. We have seen conduct of councillors and mayors be kind of questionable. And tomorrow I want to talk to you about a specific snafu that has been happening and that gets questioned even in our own community of our council and many other councillors going into private session and discussing things in private session that are not allowed to be discussed in private session. And so, again, more on that tomorrow. That's a rabbit trail that we will pursue, but there's been lots of questions in our community about, like, wait, who can go, why is the council meeting in private? And I talked about yesterday one example of why you would do that, a personnel matter. That could be a performance evaluation for the CAO or something like that. So not everything is public when the council meets, but just about everything is public, and there are only very specific stipulations of when they cannot. So I'll talk more about that tomorrow, but I also wanted to talk to you about how important it will be for me as mayor leading your council to move our council through whatever orientation and training. I believe that it is worth the investment of educating the council on best practices, so that your services are delivered the best way that they can, and so that your council is earning your trust, winning your trust, and not running afoul of the kinds of things that are in the Local Governance Commission, the Local Governance Act, and those things that really are intended to make our municipalities function really well and really strong on your behalf. All right, so again, tomorrow, let's talk more about this other way that maybe our council and councils, they're needing to rewrite their code of conduct, basically. So local level bylaws need to comply with something that was apparently news to them, which could have been solved and could have been prevented by maybe proper training programs for for mayors and council, right? It all fits together. All right, I hope you have a wonderful Sunday. Tomorrow is Family Day, a day off for many people in New Brunswick. But I will be here with a fresh video talking about that then. BuildUpSt.Stephen.ca. You can visit that for my priorities, which I believe are our priorities, my commitments, ways that I will conduct myself as your mayor, the action plan, all of which I plan to start discussing in more detail next week. But if you want a sneak peek on that stuff, take a peek at the website now. Thanks, friends. Build up yourself today, take care of your neighbor, and let's build up St. Stephen together. Cheers.